What if you fell into Jupiter? Would you sink forever into its endless storms? Would you be crushed before you even knew it? Or would you discover a hidden, mysterious core buried deep inside the planet? Welcome to Ufology, where we take mind-bending scenarios and break them down with science. If you're new here, don't forget to like and subscribe now. Let's dive literally into Jupiter. First, some perspective. Jupiter is a monster. It's the largest planet in our solar system, more than 11 times wider than Earth and containing more mass than all the other planets combined. It's a gas giant, which means unlike Earth, it has no solid surface to stand on. So falling into Jupiter isn't like landing on land. It's like diving into an ocean that gets stranger and deadlier the deeper you go. Your journey would start at the cloud tops, the layer we usually see in telescope images. These colorful swirls are ammonia and water ice crystals being stirred by winds blowing at over 500 kilometers per hour. The temperature here is cold, about minus 145 degrees Celsius. Without a spacesuit, you'd freeze instantly. But let's say you're protected and you keep falling. About 50 kilometers below the cloud tops, the pressure is already equal to what you'd feel at the bottom of Earth's deepest oceans. Your body isn't built for this, but let's assume some sci-fi suit keeps you alive. The air around you is mostly hydrogen and helium, and the deeper you go, the darker it gets. The sunlight disappears, and you're swallowed by a stormy twilight. Then, you pass through the famous Great Red Spot, a storm so massive it could fit 3 Earths inside. Falling through it would feel like being tossed around in the most violent hurricane in the solar system. Winds could slam you sideways at hundreds of kilometers per hour. Lightning bolts thousands of times stronger than Earth's would flash around you, and the pressure would keep climbing. Now here's where things get really weird. Jupiter doesn't have a bottom in the way we think. Instead, as you fall deeper, the gases around you get denser and hotter. At around 1,000 kilometers down, the pressure would be intense enough to crush most spacecraft. The hydrogen gas around you would start transforming into something exotic, a hot liquid-like state. This is called liquid molecular hydrogen, and it's nothing like water. Imagine sinking into an ocean of shimmering, metallic-looking hydrogen fluid that behaves like both a gas and a liquid. At this point, the temperature is thousands of degrees Celsius, and your sci-fi suit would be screaming under the strain. But you're not done falling yet. You're still thousands of kilometers from the mysterious depths of Jupiter. Deeper and deeper you fall into Jupiter's crushing heart. By now, the pressure is millions of times greater than at Earth's sea level. The hydrogen around you has been forced into a bizarre state known as metallic hydrogen. This is one of the strangest substances in the universe. Under such enormous pressure, hydrogen atoms are squeezed so tightly that their electrons start to move freely, almost like in a metal. Scientists think this metallic hydrogen is responsible for Jupiter's insanely powerful magnetic field, which is 20,000 times stronger than Earth's. If you had survived this far, which, realistically, you wouldn't, you'd be floating through a superheated ocean of metallic hydrogen glowing faintly under unimaginable pressure. Temperatures here soar to 20,000 degrees Celsius, hotter than the surface of the sun. Your protective suit, no matter how advanced, would vaporize instantly. But let's imagine you could keep going. What's at the very center of Jupiter? That's one of the great mysteries of planetary science. Some models suggest Jupiter has a solid core, perhaps 10 to 20 times the mass of Earth, made of heavy elements like rock and ice. Others suggest that the core may have dissolved long ago, blending into the metallic hydrogen layer. If a solid core exists, reaching it would mean smashing into a surface hotter than any furnace on Earth, under pressures beyond anything humans can replicate. You'd be obliterated instantly. If the core is instead a slushy mixture of metals and hydrogen, you'd simply sink forever, crushed molecule by molecule until there's nothing left of you. But here is the twist. Jupiter is so massive that falling into it wouldn't even disturb it. The planet wouldn't notice your arrival. In fact, scientists have dropped real probes into Jupiter, like the Galileo probe in 1995. It fell for about an hour before the crushing atmosphere destroyed it completely. It never came close to reaching the core. So could anything ever survive a fall into Jupiter? Probably not, but here's where it gets fascinating. Studying Jupiter's depths isn't just about curiosity, it's about survival. Understanding its metallic hydrogen and magnetic fields helps us learn how planets form, and maybe even how our solar system began. And who knows? One day, advanced technology might allow us to send robotic probes deep enough to finally uncover Jupiter's secrets, revealing whether it has a core, what its storms are truly like, and what happens in the most extreme conditions in our solar system. Until then, the question remains, what if you fell into Jupiter? The answer is simple: you wouldn't survive. But the journey itself reveals more about the nature of our universe than we could imagine. So the next time you look up at the night sky and spot the bright glow of Jupiter, remember, beneath its swirling clouds lies a world stranger, hotter and deadlier than anything on Earth. And maybe, just maybe, that's why we're better off staying right here. Outro. If you enjoyed this dive into Jupiter's deadly depths, make sure to subscribe to iFology. Hit the like button, ring the bell, and share your wildest what-if ideas in the comments. Who knows, your idea could be the next video we explore.